I thank God for the Holy Spirit because I've been waiting to share this message with you, with the rest of the people that the Holy Spirit gave me. And the subject tonight is turn it around at the crossroads. Turn it around at the crossroads. And I've said this many times, and I keep on saying it. I follow the pattern that our leader, Pastor Allen, has said. He says, look up the meaning of words because the words are prayer. And whenever we look up that word turn, it means to depart, avoid, or turn aside. Whenever we look up the word around, these are the Hebrew meanings. The Hebrew meaning for the word around, it means turn back. And so a lot of times we get at crossroads. And one thing that the Holy Spirit was showing me is that we're not supposed to hang out at the crossroads. We don't need to be there. Because at the crossroads, we have to make a decision. Always have to make a decision. Every time you show up at the crossroads, you're going to have to make a decision. Why? First thing, if you don't have a relationship with the Holy Spirit, you didn't consult with Him about whatever it is you're going through.
That's right.
That's the first thing. So guess what? We need to get a relationship with the Holy Spirit. Because the Lord said He knew us from the foundation.
That's right.
Yes.
And being that He knew us from the foundation, He already knew what path we were going to take.
Yes.
That's
He
right.
knew where we were going to stray.
Right.
He knew where we were going to stay from. And see, when we started to stray off those paths, only He has the answer that's going to get us back on the right path. So in that, we need a relationship.
Yes.
We need a relationship. 2, we get to the crossroads because we have others' opinions and ideas saturating our brain. A lot of times whenever we're going through something, we consult Tom, we consult Barbara, let me see, we consult Tonette, we consult Mark, Faye, Chris, Retta, Frank. We consult all of them. And every one of them has their own ideas
Yes.
and their different opinions.
Yes.
And these things start to swirl around in our head, and it gets us to the crossroad, and we are so confused. And because we're confused, this is the third thing that happens. We get anxious. We get anxious. It's like, wait a minute. Oh, I got to make a decision. I got to make a decision. Well, I know, if I do this, then I mean, and all of a sudden, it's like you're just going and going and going, and then you're hearing Faye talking, and you're hearing Tonette, she's talking, and then you got Brother Chris, he talked to you, then all of a sudden, it's like you're coming back, it's like, oh, well, I just need to make a decision, and you're really confused and real anxious, and all of a sudden, you make that decision, it's the wrong thing. Because we're at the crossroads. That's why. And even, whenever we come to life, I mean, these right here are actual crossroads that we get to. Retirement. Now, the government tells us that we can retire at age 62. But we're only going to get a portion of our retirement. But if we retire at age 65, we're going to get what they say that we're supposed to get at 65. Now, if we work right until we get 70, oh, you're going to get a whole lot more money. Probably about $10 more money. That's a lot of money. But see, and the thing about it, retirement brings us to a crossroad. Should I go ahead on and stop working? Well, I feel good in the body. Mine is still working. It would be good to sit home and catch up on Dr. Field. It would be good. Well, wait a minute. I don't have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't have to be on punching somebody else's clock. That does feel good. But then, there's these pair of shoes that I really, really want. And so, they're going to cost about $200 or $300. So I need to keep working. I need to keep working. I need to keep working. Even the government tells you, keep going, keep working, keep working, keep working. Just keep on doing it. We don't want to retire. We don't want you to retire this year because we don't want to pay you anything. If you're able to work, keep going, keep going, keep going. And even the standards that they set, they don't want you to retire. So then you get all of these things swirling around in your head. It brings you to a crossroad. It brings you to a crossroad. Even when it comes down to education. It's like, for years, a lot of parents, if I can just get that girl to the 12th grade and get her walking across that stage, I'll be satisfied. But then what if you want to go to college? Sometimes, you get there to that point. Is the money there? What if the money isn't there? What if the money is there? Well, I'm tired of going to school. Been there for 13 years. I didn't flunk, kindergarten here, so. But I've been there for so long, I think I want to take some time off. I think I want to work a little bit. And a lot of times whenever you get those teenagers, they get fresh out of high school and all of a sudden they have a paycheck. You're telling them go to college, they're like, wait a minute, I got $200 today. This is good money. I mean, they haven't seen that before. So it's a lot of decisions that have to be made. And it takes us to a crossroad. Even in our marriage. Even in our marriages, we get to many crossroads in that marriage. At the beginning, you're trying to mesh together, trying to come together as one. It's like Brandon is still throwing his drawers on the floor. I'm so sick of these. I put a hamper in the bedroom. There's one in the bathroom. My God, maybe I need to put one out in the garage too. Maybe he'll get it then. Oh, I'm going to divorce him. Oh, his drawers, his underwear. Him not putting his underwear in the hamper. Really? You're going to give up that easy? But then you get to that, you come to the crossroads and having children. You have to, you're supposed to work these things out, I guess, beforehand. But it's like, how many children do you want? It's like after that first one, she's telling you, you're not touching me ever again. It's not happening. It's not happening. And all of a sudden, she forgets. And the second one comes. And he's like, I'm not touching you ever again because this is costing me. And so y'all get at a crossroads. Then it's like you keep it on going into your marriage, and all of a sudden, you start getting of age and this way and that, and the aches and pains might come or something like that, or some of you might be going through menopause and having hot flashes or something like that, and you're going crazy. He doesn't understand. It's like, what's wrong with you? I'm leaving her. She's going crazy. Because I'm not going crazy. Just turn the air down. My God. Aren't you hot? Can't you see these beads of sweat? I mean, in this rub. But these things take you to a crossroad. And a lot of times, some couples, they actually leave one another over things that we're sitting here laughing about. Yep. And it's sad because they're at a crossroads. And then we can get a crossroads when it simply comes to buying a vehicle. I mean, how much money do you put in it? We talked about, I like muscle cars. I love muscle cars. I mean, if you gave me a choice right now to drive that Infinity or get into a Mustang 5.0, I guess they still make them, or Camaro, I'm going with the Camaro. Oh yes, I can boom, boom, boom with the best of them. I love it. It might look kind of strange, gray hair and stuff like that, but I'll go for it. But a lot of times we get at the crossroads of it. And a lot of times you see people, they're driving around these cars, their car payment is more than their house number. And they're eating alone. And it's like, well, wait a minute, something is wrong. went to the crossroad with this car. And not Crossroads Ford, you went to the crossroads with this car.
Yep.
And it's sad because now you at the decision about 4 or 5 months, you know, the thrill is going down. And those car payments, those $500 to $600 car payments, oh my Lord, it's like, what did I get into? Now you have to make a decision. Do I let the repo man come and get it? Do I put it out here in the yard and hopefully somebody will buy this thing? What do I do? Do I wreck it? See, you got in a crossroads because you did something that you weren't supposed to. You didn't consult with the right will. And see, even with our marriages, it started out good. You know, we go through some things, and I tell you, marriage will take you to all kinds of levels. It's like one day you're up, the next day you're down. And then it's like, oh, I'm on this roller coaster again, but I'm coming back down. Oh, I'm feeling queasy, it's going up, it's going up. Oh, I'm going to lose it, it's coming down. And that's how we do. That's how we do. But if we get off that roller coaster, we get away from the crossroad, we won't have to go through these things. And whenever we were talking about the crossroads, it brought into mind Israel. Those of you that come to Sunday school and stuff like that, one thing that you, or the ones that study the Bible for a while, one of the things about Israel steadily went to the crossroads.
Yes.
It's like, what's wrong with y'all? Every turn around. Whenever you go back and you read, the Lord would deliver them out of bondage and we go right back into it. He'll deliver them from bondage. Oh, this feels so good. The chains are gone. Oh, Lord, thank you. And all of a sudden, I think I want to go back over there and worship that God. Look at what they have. They got purple robes over there. I think I want some of that. Oh, look at their guys. Their guys are made out of solid gold. I think I want some of that. But then it's like they're being bondage for some time, and then God will come and he'll deliver them again. And then they'll go right back into it. And if you will, Sister Amber, take me to Ecclesiastes 1:9. Familiar verse. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done, that which shall be done. And there is nothing new under the sun. So what you're going through is not new. You just arrived at the crossroads. That's what you did. It's nothing new. You arrived at the crossroads. And at the crossroads, you want to make a sacrifice. Brother Dwayne, if you will, come up here. I'm going to use you. You're a cross. You're a cross. You arrive at the crossroads. Yes, you arrive at the crossroads. It's like Sister Amber, she's telling him to go this way. His son is telling him to go that way. And then you have his other son telling him to come this way. And then you have his parents telling him to go back this way. But see, this is what's going on. Yeah, it's rough, isn't it? It's rough. Yeah, it is. It's rough being at the crossroads. Even just demonstrating, it's rough. He cannot go to the left at the same time that he goes to the right. He cannot go forward at the same time he goes backward. He is going to lose something. If his right arm is supposed to go right and the rest of him is supposed to go left, well, I'm going to go to the left because the rest of me is going to go over there. But guess what? He's got to cut this right arm off. He's got to make a sacrifice. So we shouldn't be, thank you, Brother Dwayne, we shouldn't be at the crossroads because at the crossroads, we're going to make a sacrifice. What we need to do, we need to turn this thing around. Give me Proverbs, and this is why we need to turn, one reason why we need to turn around. Proverbs 26:11. As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his father. Come on, y'all. Let's get out of this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, to and fro, to and fro. I'm going to go to the left. I'm going to go to the right. I'm going to go to the left. But in that, you're not moving forward. You're not making any kind of gain of anything. You're in the same old, same old. You have to make a decision when you're at the crossroads. And so even with Israel, you know, they consistently ended up, show me that cross again, Sister Amber, at the crossroads. And like I said, the crossroads is where you're going to make a sacrifice. But then the Holy Spirit was showing me this. Jesus hung on that cross. He was the ultimate sacrifice. He was the last sacrifice.
Come on.
So while we are there, when we arrive there, we are going against everything that Jesus died for. Everything he died for. Whenever we're sick, instead of sending that sickness back from whence it came, we stand and we pamper. We go to CVS and we get those Tylenol. But then they said Tylenol isn't good enough. We want you to try some Advil. And we take those Advil, but the pain is still there. Then we take it up a notch. We go to the doctor. We go and, Tylenol 3. Yes. Oh, yes, this is good. And the pain is only gone for about 4 hours. And it comes right back. And the thing about it, what do? We went to the crossroad. Now, why are we going to keep it on dealing with his pain when Jesus died on that cross and took all of our pain? Why don't we fully believe that? Why do we still feel the need to sneak up there to the crossroads ourselves? Why do we feel the need to do that? Even in our relationships, especially married couples, we get, as single people too, we get to those crossroads. Well, Lord, what do I do? Single people, Lord, what do I do? I've been missing out. Y'all know what I mean for a long time, Jesus. Come on, we grown. If you think this don't go through in people's mind, the ones that's living for the Lord, sit down and get a relationship and talk to them. Because you still have to deal with that flesh. Well, Lord, if I just indulge one time, then I ask for forgiveness, I'll be all right. Well, you won't either. Because now you done took on something. You done took on something, and it's going to steady whirl around in your mind. And after a while, well, if I do it again. And after a while, you're going to keep it on doing it, keep it on doing it, keep it on doing it, because you arrived at the crossroads. But see, what you should have done was give it to God. Okay, Lord, you know what I need. You know what's on my mind. And Lord, take it. Because I want it to be used in the right way at the right time. And see how fast you get away from that crossroad. Because while you're at that crossroads, you're going to make a sacrifice. You're going to make a sacrifice. Even in marriages. Married people, stay together. No matter what. Amen. Work it out. Sit down and talk to one another. Amen. Come on. Talk to one another. Okay. Come on. Because I'm telling you, there's nothing in this world that should make you so mad that you cannot talk to your spouse. Yes. You may not be able to look at them at the time, but you should still be able to talk. And there is nothing in this world that is worth the sacrifice of the two of y'all untwining and becoming an individual. Instead of staying twain and being that one in Christ. It doesn't matter which way he's going or which way she's going. Accept it. Look at it like, hey, they're being them right now. Why am I mad? shouldn't be made. Talk to one another. Just talk to one another. Talk to one another. Don't talk to anybody else. Because when you talk to others, a lot of times, I hear people, oh, don't go to your mom and talk to your mama. Don't go to your family and talk to your family. Well, yeah, I agree with that. Don't do it. Because they're going to side with you. Because at that point, my baby is hurting and he done did it. And, well, mama, you don't know the full truth. Well, you just took her to a crossroads. And see, think about it. Keep everybody else out of it. The two of y'all talk. Two of y'all talk. You talk to one another. That way, his voice is in your head. Her voice is in your head. Not your mama or your best friend or strangers or acquaintances or somebody that you saw at Walmart and thought that they looked like they had the answers, so you decided to walk up to them. No. You can't do that. You have to learn how to talk to one another. And so tonight, I'm taking a lesson out of Jeremiah, the 6th chapter. Starting at the 9th verse. And Sister Emily, how about getting Romans 8:28 ready after the 10th verse. Thank you. Jeremiah 6 and 9. It says, thus saith the Lord of hosts. Now, this is Israel again. This is God's chosen people in bondage, coming out of bondage, back and forth, all the way back and forth, to and fro, up one day, down the next. Getting God's word, leaving God's word, coming back to God, leaving God, back and forth, back and forth. This is also what's going to happen when you stay at the crossroads. Verse 9. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall thoroughly glean the remnant of Israel as a lion. Turn back thine hand as a grape gatherer into the baskets. If you stay at the crossroads, this is what this verse is saying. The enemy is going to come in and he's going to take anything left that has value. Because see, when you arrived at the crossroads, Brother Dwayne, you made a sacrifice of that right on. And because you're still at the crossroads, the enemy is going to come and take everything else of value. So once again, get away from the crossroads. We're going to turn it around. We're going to turn it around. And why are we going to turn it around? Because if you go back to the beginning, that's where the instructions are.
That's right.
Instructions don't come at the end. Amen. Instructions don't come in the middle. Instructions come at the beginning. That's where we started. That's where we need to go back to. See, that's one of the keys there. If you having any kind of issues in your life right now, go back to the beginning.
That's right.
Go back to the beginning. What were the instructions? If your child just set your house on fire right now, what was the instructions? Let's go back. Don't play with fire. Don't play with matches. Don't do that. That's the instructions. But because you didn't follow the instructions, we don't have a place to stay right now. And see, I went from something small to something big. And this is what happens when we get at the crossroad. You're going to make a sacrifice of something big, something important, something that helps to sustain you in this life. So we need to stay away from the crossroads. Turn back. Go back to the beginning, because in the beginning is the instructions. And what are the instructions? The answer. That's exactly what it is. Verse 10. To whom shall I speak and give warning that they may hear? Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Lord is unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it. Who can the Lord speak to give the answer that is needed for your situation to get things together? Who can he speak to? See, there are people that he puts in your life that he will give the answer to. But before you get to them, you have to get to him.
That's right.
And you have to ask him, Lord, give me the answer to this situation. Give me the answer to this situation. Give me Romans 8:28. And we know that all things work together for the good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. What's his purpose? He wants you to be successful. He wants you to live a peaceful life. He wants you to live a happy, abundant life. So you need to seek the one. You need to seek him. And he will guide you. The Holy Spirit will guide you into all truths. And where there's truth, there's peace, there's liberty. There's everything that we need. And I mean, think about it whenever you have peace. Oh, you can walk around, or you probably won't even walk, probably floating or skipping and jumping around and just laughing and stuff like that whenever everything in your life is right. And there's peace there. There's peace there. There's happiness. And see, we'll get there whenever we come away from the crossroads. And that was one thing about Israel. They were so busy at the crossroads making their decisions that they had reached a place where they didn't want to hear from God. And see, a lot of times we think that, well, God doesn't hear me. He's not listening to me. I never get an answer. I pray. Never get an answer. So I'm just not going to pray. I have tried him. I have talked to him. Why won't he listen? Well, first of all, change your approach to him.
Amen.
Change your approach. And I know I share a little bit with me. It's about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was in a situation, and I was on my way to work, and I said, Lord, you have to deliver me. You have to release me. And in that, now I'm speaking real calm about it, but whenever I was going through it, I wasn't calm at all. I mean, it was affecting me mentally, and it was affecting me physically. Every morning at 7:30. And I won't get graphic. I would just say every morning at 7:30. I mean, it was really affecting me. And this was something that I knew how to do, but something happened. And it's like I didn't want to be a part of it anymore. And so I said, Lord, you got to release me. And I didn't say another word. I didn't pray any more about it. The next week, 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm on the job. And 2 things happened. First thing, something left me. It came out of this side and went through my arm. And at the time that the spirit came out, because I believe it was a spirit of fear, out of my mouth said, I can't do this anymore. And I was released right then. And see, in there, you have to consult with him.
That's right.
And then you have to wait on the answer.
That's right.
And see, a lot of times, we want the answer right now. You got to give it to me right now. I come to you, didn't I? Why can't you go ahead and give me the answer right now? It doesn't work like that. We're not dealing with another man. We're dealing with the Holy Spirit. And so we have to, and it's just like a relationship with your spouse. Casey cannot deal with Brandon like she would an old boyfriend. She can't do that. This is Brandon. She has to find out his ways. She has to find out what he likes. She has to find out what makes him tick. It's the same way with the Holy Spirit. We have to find out about the Holy Spirit. We have to talk to the Holy Spirit. We have to get a relationship with the Holy Spirit. So whenever we're going through, It's not like we're just showing up and haven't been there for 10 or 15 years. It's me. I wouldn't answer the door if I had to see you about 10 or 15 years. No. You have to have, we got to have a relationship for me to get to actually get up. And I wouldn't be scared to open the door. My thing is, do I want to get up from this seat of comfort and walk to that door on this plush carpet and answer that door? That's my mentality. But see, if we have a relationship, I jump right up. Well, that's Cherrie. Let me go. I go right on and I open the door. But if I don't know you, I'm not coming to the door. I'll be the one that's in the house. Oh Lord, who is this? Then I think I sit there. I promise you, this is how I do. I sit there about a minute and think about it. Let me get up and go see who it is. And then I won't go to the door. I stand at the blind. And if you look, you see me looking out at you. And see, and the thing about it is, don't expect the Holy Spirit to show up if you haven't showed up for Him. Don't do it. Don't do it. And the thing about it, get a relationship with Him. So whenever you need Him, He's always there. He's always there. Get a relationship with Him. Okay? Where we at? Verse 11, Jeremiah. Therefore, verse 11 and 12. Therefore I am full of the fury of the Lord. I am weary with holding in. I will pour it out upon the children abroad and upon the assembly of young men together. For even the husband with the wife shall be taken. The aged with him that is full of days, and their houses shall be turned unto others, with their fields and wives together. For I will stretch out my hand upon the inhabitants of the land, saith the Lord. Who is the land? We are. We are the land. He says he's going to stretch out his hands on us, but if we're standing at that cross, Sister Amber, if we're standing at the cross where He sent His Son, He was the ultimate sacrifice. We're not going to benefit from something like that. We have to turn this thing around. Right now we're at the crossroads. Guess what? Solid Rock, we need to turn this thing around and we need to get back to the beginning. We need to get the first set of instructions. This is what we need to do. And see, with Israel, they were searching for the answer outside of God. And see, whenever we go and we start consulting with other people about our problems, we're going outside of God. So this is what He does. He sits back and says, okay, go ahead on and take Dwayne's advice. Go ahead on. Go right ahead on and take his advice. And we're going to see how far you get with it. Because He didn't make you. I created you. I created you not only did I create you, I made you in my image. So I know every little thing about you. I know what makes you crazy. I know what makes you happy. I know when you are getting ready to cry. I know whenever your blood pressure is getting ready to raise up and you want to be like Peter and take that sword out. Yeah. I know when all of these things are getting ready to take place. But Dwayne doesn't have a relationship with you. You just know that his first name is Dwayne and his last name is McLean. That's all you know, but you are willing to take on his name and his nature. Okay, we're going to see how far you go with it. This was Israel. God even said in His Word, they won't listen to me. They won't receive me. And because they didn't receive Him, they steadily showed up at the crossroads. They were steadily in bondage. Okay?
Yes.
Verse 13. Is this all right so far?
Yes.
If anybody have any comments and things like that, I don't mind if you don't need it. I don't mind. Okay. Verse 13. For from the least of them, even to the greatest of them, everyone is given to covenants. And from the prophet even unto the priest, everyone dealeth falsely. They went, or they were given ungodly answers. This is Israel. They went to the false prophets, they went to the priests, the money growers, and they got false information. You see, this is what happens. We go to everybody else except for God.
Come on.
Except for Him. We'll even sit there and we'll listen to Dr. Phil. We'll listen to Oprah.
Yes.
A woman that has never been married, that has steadily shacked, but she tells us how to have a successful marriage.
Amen.
Ungodly.
Amen.
Ungodly. Yeah, ungodly advice. How can you tell me how to be married and you've never been married? You can't even tell me how to be married if you've really been divorced. You can't. Because somewhere along the way you gave up your hands and said, I don't want the nature of marriage, I want the nature of divorce. So even in that, you still couldn't tell me how to be married. You couldn't do it. But this is what Israel does. This is what we do. We go and we get ungodly advice. And it takes us back to where Sister Amber takes us back to that crossroad. That's what happens. Now I'm going to interject right here and I'm going to give you a little bit of history about being at the crossroads. Whenever I was studying out this thing about the crossroads, there's overseas in Britain, there's the myth that witches show up at the crossroads. These are ungodly things. Witches show up at the crossroads. And then I came back across the ocean, back to America. I want to see what they had to say about the crossroads. So I got to studying it, and it went back to, a lot of people have claimed to be the father of the blues, but it went back to some man by the name of Robert Jenkins or Robert Johnson, somewhere along the lines. He was a blues guitar player, and he was one of the first back in the 30s. The legend is that he wanted to play the guitar. So he made a deal with the devil, and he met him at the crossroads. Now some say it's a myth, some say that it actually happened, but this is what I saw. There was nothing good at these crossroads. Everything that I looked up, there was nothing good. Even if you go to Crossroads Ford and you buy a car and your payments are $700 a month, and you only bring it home $500 a month, that's not good either. That's not a good crossroads out. So
Agree with that.
there's nothing good. I don't know, Brother Mark. I might take that chance for a Camaro. I might just give me a nice black one with some silver streaks down the side. Ooh, y'all would have to catch me and give me a word. I've been zooming down that road out there. But whenever I did just a little study about the crossroads, I didn't find anything good about the crossroads. It was something that was all evil. And so even in that, when we get to the crossroads, turn around. Turn it around and go back. Go back to the original. Go back to the beginning where the first instructions are here. If you're going through in your marriage, take it back to the beginning. Because if you go back to the beginning, that's where you'll find your answer as to why you're where you're at now. That's where the answer lies. Okay, getting back on track. Verse 14, Jeremiah 6. 14. They have healed also the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly, saying, peace, peace, where there is no peace. Slightly meaning the words gave comfort, but there was no God behind them,
Right.
nor in those words. See, this is what you get at the crossroads. Slight comfort. Just slight, just a little bit, just a taste. Just enough to make you want to stay there and continue on in your sacrifice, of which you cannot afford to sacrifice your right arm, nor your left arm, nor your head, nor your belly, nor this back here, your feet. You can't afford to sacrifice any of that, because all of those things work together for the good of God. And so whenever you are taking one of them away, oh well, okay. I'm only going to work with Dwayne with this part of it because he sacrificed this part. See, we're not fully functional for him. We're not fully functional for him when we get to that crossroad. So we got to turn it around and go back to the beginning. All right, verse 15. Are y'all still staying with me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? No. They were not at all ashamed. Neither could they blush. Therefore, they shall fall among them that fall. At the time that I visit them, they shall be cast down, saith the Lord. The ungodly ones that gave the ungodly words wasn't ashamed. They weren't ashamed. See, a lot of times whenever you're going through and people start giving you advice, they, oh, girl, come to me, talk to me. Sit down, girl. We can work this out. Child, call me. We'll go out for lunch. We're going to work this thing out. And then whenever y'all get together, she's going to run down your husband. She's going to tell you, girl, he wasn't no good from the beginning. I knew that whenever I first saw him. It's 15 years later. Really? You knew that at the beginning? You didn't tell me? You let me walk into this? It's like, yeah, girl, don't worry. We're going to get you through this. We're going to get you through this. First thing is, child, let's go out. Let's go out. We're going to show him. We're going to go out. We're going to have fun. We're going to show him that, hey, you're desirable for somebody else. Look at all of this ungodly advice. She's not telling him how to keep the marriage, keep the home, keep the children. Look at what you got at stake whenever you get to the crossroads. Because you get ready, if you hang out at the crossroads, you get ready to go through a divorce. And whenever you divorce one another, it's just not you. It's the children.
Yeah.
It's your family. It's his family. Yeah. It's your friends. It's his friends. Yeah. Do you know how awkward it is to hang around somebody that's divorced and you were friends with the wife and then you see him say, oh, you want to talk, but then you want to, well, but she and I, we're friends and you done took sides, but why did you take sides? It wasn't for you to take sides. I mean, you shouldn't have a side in the first place. But see, this is what happens when we get to the crossroads. And we get all of this ungodly advice because we did not, first of all, consult with God. We didn't consult with the Holy Spirit. And so because we didn't consult with the Holy Spirit, we allow anything and everything to come into our mind, to saturate our brain and just whirl around, and then we wonder why we're losing sleep at night. Oh, I can't go to sleep. Girl, get the voices out your head. Quit talking to so many people. Quit listening to so many people. Get a relationship with God. Allow him to send them ones into your life and speak over your life, give you the answer that he gave to you back at the beginning. And the only thing they're going to do is remind you of what that answer is. And then you can go ahead and skip it through the tools. That's what you do. Okay?
Yes, yes.
Good so far?
Yes.
All right. And also at the crossroads, it's a battle. Battles normally take place at the crossroads. I can remember reading about the Gettysburg, about the Civil War and stuff like that. It's like you have this side here, you have this side there, and both sides are maneuvering against one another, and I'm going to bring this side up, and we're going to sneak around here, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. But then all of a sudden, they meet at the crossroads. And at the crossroads, they had a battle. People lost their lives. This is what's happening to us. We're losing our life. We're losing our livelihood. We are losing out by hanging out at the crossroads. There's a battle going on here. There's a battle going on at the crossroads. And I don't know about you, but I have battled enough. Amen. I battled too much. And you know, you get around me, you probably will smell the smoke. Because I have battled too much, and I don't want to do it anymore. It doesn't feel good, and I'm losing out. So Lord, I'm going back to the beginning. Yes. Let me go back, and I need to find out those instructions that you gave to me at the beginning. Yes. And Lord, I want you to send the one to my life that's going to speak over my life. This happened. This happened to me. Pastor prophesied over my life 2 Sunday nights ago. And you know, I'm standing over there, I'm smiling. I received the word. I was listening to him. But then it's like this past Saturday, I was in a mental health meeting. We had this all-day conference about mental health. And the only people I knew in the building were the ones that were sitting right there with me, that worked with me. Didn't know anybody else. And so I'm standing, we have to introduce ourselves. And the instructor said, bring up one thing that you really like, really hold on to. So when they came around, I introduced myself, and I had this tablet with me. And I told myself, well, I said, I teach Sunday school. And I said, God, in my tablet, I said, God gives me the word. And I said, and I'll write it down. And I said, if wherever you see me, I said, this tablet is always on me. Well, not any one of my tablets are always on me, but the one that I'm currently using is always on me. So I didn't say anything else, this thing right. And so we were there from 7:30 to 5 o'clock. Well, when we got our exam and had to turn our stuff in, this lady come up to me. Now this is how God works. When you ask him something, first of all, you have a relationship with him. Yes. And you ask him something, get ready, because he's sending the answer. Did not know this lady. We're standing in line, turning in our exam. And so I turn in mine, and I'm turning around to get my stuff so I can go. She comes over to me. Now I'm gonna tell you, this is how strange it was. She was this little petite white lady. Did not know her. Never met her. Even whenever she introduced herself, I couldn't have told you what her name was, because there was so many people there. She comes over to me. She says, the Holy Spirit told me to come and tell you that you are after God's heart. And I'm standing there. She had got my attention right then when she said the Holy Spirit. Because I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready to get an answer. And she kept right on talking, and I just let her talk. And so then I opened up to her. And our lives were like parallel. And I'm like, oh my Lord. And she's standing there and she's giving me what the Holy Spirit gave her to give to me. And I knew it was right, because Pastor had just said the same thing 2 Sunday nights ago. And see, this is what happened when you get a relationship with the Holy Spirit. You stay away from the crossroads. Yeah. You stay out of it. And she told me this. She said, the Holy Spirit says, he just wants you to be obedient. And I'm hearing it. So when I leave, I said, Lord, show me what I'm not obedient in. Then my sister called And that kind of irritated me because I was talking to the Lord at the time. And while she was talking, the Holy Spirit said, your disobedience is you get anxious. And when you get anxious, you make the wrong decision. And I'm like, okay, Lord. I said, well, Lord, I said, whenever I start getting anxious, I said, I want you to make me aware of it, so that so I can keep right on and stop being anxious, because I'm tired of making the wrong decisions. And I'm like, okay, going back, getting away from the crossroads. And see, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Any comments or questions? All right, verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your soul. But they said, we would not walk therein. And he was plainly telling him, get out of the crossroads. Go back. He was telling them to go back. Ask for the old paths. Bring it back some down. He said, ask for the old paths. Where is the good way, and walk therein? The old paths is where you came from. That's where you came from. Go back. Go back. Ask for those ways. Go back down those ways. And then they said, we're not going to walk therein. And see, a lot of times, okay, Lord, I've been there, right? Been there, done it. I'm not going there anymore. Well, go back. The answer is there, because the instructions are there. That's the beginning. Just go back. Trust God. You have to trust Him. All right? So stand, if you will. Bear with me just a few more minutes. I'm almost closing. Give me Psalms. Psalms 56. When I cried unto thee, then shall my enemies turn back. This I know, for God is in me. When I cry unto thee, see, you can only cry unto Him when you have a relationship with Him.
That's right.
See, you can't run, you can't go for 20, 30 years and not talk to Him, and then all of a sudden you're going through, oh Lord! You got to help me!
Tell the truth, tell the truth.
You can't do it. You cannot do it.
Don't work.
You can't, no.
Tell the truth, tell the truth.
Who are you? Who are you? You know, it's the same way in the natural. It's the same way in the natural. Let a stranger walk up to you and start doing that. It's like, wait a minute. Look, let me get away from this. What's wrong with this person? They're going crazy. And see, but if you have a relationship with that person, you already know why they're crying out. And your thing is, let me help. Same way with the Lord. You have a relationship with Him, you cry out, He's right there. He's right there. Alright, verse 10. In God will I praise His word. In the Lord will I praise His word. Thank Him for His word. Whenever you're going through something, first thing you need to start doing is thanking Him. Thanking Him. Thanking Him. You may not feel like it. You might not even think that it's enough. But believe me, just thanking Him, you're not going to believe what kind of doors you're going to open up. Just start thanking Him. Because He says when the praises go up, the blessings come down. So just start thanking Him. Just start thanking Him. That's why whenever I start off them prayers, you hear me, I start thanking Him. I'm like, we're going to change the way we do this thing. We're going to start thanking Him. We're going to start thanking Him because we're at the crossroads, Lord, and I'm going to start thanking You. I'm going to start thanking You. And see, the more I start thanking You, you're going to start pulling me back. You're going to start pulling me back into You. Into You, because He's in us. He's in us. He's in us. And see, whenever He starts drawing on you and He starts pulling you back to Him, then all of a sudden you start coming to yourself, and it's like, wait a minute, why am I here? Why did I make that dumb decision? Lord, oh, please forgive me. I'm not going to go back there anymore. And all of a sudden, you can start going forward again successfully.
That's right.
Because you went back. You turned around at the crossroads. You talked to him. You thanked him for this deliverance. And see, that's what we need to get to. All right, verse 11. In God have I put my trust. I will not be afraid what man can do unto me. Trust him. Trust him. There's nothing that man can do to you. Not one thing. Man can't even take your life. He can't do it. He cannot do it. Just trust God. Just trust him. Trust him. It's not a cliche. Do it. Step into that. Step into it. Step into it. That water is too cold. I can't do it. God, I can't swim. Oh, I'm going to drown. Step into it. Step into it. Trust him. He's got you. He's got you. I'm telling you, I'm a living witness right now. He has you. He has you. Just trust him. Step out on faith and just trust him. Verse 12. Thy vows are upon me, O God. I will render praises unto thee. God's promises are in us and on us. We're saturated in this thing. I mean, if he promised us something, you best believe it's going to stand. Those promises are not going to go away. Those promises are not just something just to get you on his side and then, well, psych. You know, she's on my team now, psych. Good, that's all right. You know, it's not something like that. His promises are in us and it's on us and it's saturated us. And we just have to trust him. Just have to trust him. If he says that he would never leave us nor forsake us, trust him. Just because you are not getting a response at that moment doesn't mean that you're not going to get a response. He's going to give it to you at the time that it's supposed to be given to you.
Yes.
And see, until that time, don't get anxious.
Yes.
Don't get anxious. Stay steady. Trust him. And in it, praise him.
Yes.
Okay? Wrapping it up, verse 11. For thou hast delivered my soul from death. Will not thou deliver my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the light of the living? And see, he will deliver us. He will deliver us. But we got to turn it around at the crossroads.
Yes.
Turn it around at the crossroads. Can I have that crossroads? Sit down. But just turn it around at the crossroads. Because see, we get to those crossroads, we're going against everything that God has told us. Because Jesus was the sacrifice. He was the sacrifice. And by us walking up there, oh, you get ready to get into some trouble. You get ready to get into some trouble because you're going against God's will and God's way. His way was for Jesus to be the sacrifice. For Jesus to take our infirmities. For Jesus to take our sins. Not us. We're not supposed to hold on to sickness. We're not supposed to hold on to death. We're not supposed to hold on to grudges. We're supposed to give this thing to the Lord, let it go back to him, because he was the only one that could take this cup.
Yes.
It was designed specifically for him. We can't even sip from this cup. Only he could take this cup. So we need to get away from the crossroads. Turn it around. Let's go back to the beginning. Get those first set of instructions.
Yes.
And get this thing right.
That's right. That's right.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes.